Belt and Road is actually a very yet still understated, globe-changing proposal. It really is something that has got to be understood better, because I believe it has the potential to really transform the Chinese economy, because it's also going to be a wake-up call for the way China interacts with the rest of the world. It needs to get its act together. I talk again about my own experience, going to the point that you've both raised. China does face a problem abroad, which is the idea of we're seeing all these big numbers of M&As, which give the impression that there's a lot of business taking place. But I can tell you from my own field, advising Chinese companies on M&A and on international transactions, there is a growing resistance to Chinese investment abroad, simply because the world is not used to Chinese investments. And it's now getting to the point whereby, as I told you earlier, the Chinese dream is, its international dimension is the Belt and Road, but the Belt and Road will have to make foreigners more accepting of Chinese dreams, and more accepting of a dream that they can buy into. Not necessarily a Chinese dream, but one in which China is the investor. Now, what does that mean? What it means is that social acceptance needs to be gained. At the moment, what we have is social suspicion. China communicates too much abroad towards an elite, a business, shall we say elite, a government elite, but to the grassroots, there's very little communication. So at the moment, what we're seeing is whenever Europe wakes up and is slightly more awake and less needy, suddenly they say, thank you, give me Chinese money, but no thank you to Chinese values. Big problem for Chinese M&As. Integration is much more difficult to achieve. It's very difficult to get fruition from huge Chinese investments. So Chinese companies we work with are learning now that when they're going to go abroad, they're going to have to adhere to a better, shall we say, a higher level of, shall we say, communication with the rest of the world. Getting that social license, getting social acceptability becomes extremely important. So we work with Chinese companies to help them see this, and we see it. We actually put teams inside state-owned enterprises, and it's fascinating what you see. I don't know if you've seen recently, there was a case in Myanmar. There was a company called Wanbao that for 2.5 years, literally the government had sort of said, when Myanmar did that switch from I love China to I want to be open to many suitors, Chinese investments were lost, and some were frozen, some which you know about, like a very famous dam. That copper mine was actually frozen as well. We worked with them. They were, I have to say, enlightened leadership. They realized that money is not everything. And that's, in many ways, that's what the Chinese dream is saying. It's not just only about quantity of growth, it's about quality of growth. They worked to actually do, when the government told the Chinese company, I'm sorry, the people of Myanmar don't want you, the Chinese company did door-to-door canvassing and created the first social security system based on a Chinese investment. So people will actually share into this. And they got accepted. And they actually managed to get something like 80% approval rate. Now, that is the way China can really be changing. Creating a new form of more caring capitalism. I know it's easy for people to say, I doubt it or whatever, but you know, we have a form of capitalism that was supposed to be working and amazing and didn't really go anywhere. So we have a Chinese form of capitalism that is coming, and the Chinese dream will probably create something, if it's applied well, we hope, to create something that the rest of the world can buy into. And in that sense, the targets of 2020 and 2049 are very achievable.
So that could potentially change the world order.
It can.
I agree.